Welcome to another edition of Keeping It Honest. I'm your host, Dara Dukes, and today there's going to be a series of recordings of the episodes of Keeping It Honest here on the NN Nation's YouTube channel. So please feel free to look at them at any given time as you please. The first one, we're going to go after MSNBC. Now, MSNBC once again has came into the crossfires, but this time it wasn't suspending of anybody. It was all because of this. Chet Hoover, who is the host of the Young Turks or TYT, was had the 6 o'clock interim time spot due to Keith Olbermann leaving the network and becoming chief news officer over at Current. He had the 6 o'clock time spot on MSNBC, dubbed as MSNBC Live. Note as his explanation yesterday that we saw on his TYT YouTube page, which stands for the Young Turks. His explanation is that he did what management said. He followed whatever management was doing, and he pretty much, the network pretty much said, okay, check, here's what we're gonna do. You're not going to get the 6 o'clock spot, but we're going to offer you more cash for a lesser role with the network. Obviously, that didn't sit right with him because he has values of not letting people. He in a nutshell, he did what the network wanted him to do. He didn't. Huge success, huge in ratings, and the network said, just as a little bitch slap in the face for him. And no, this is a MSNBC's first time of losing a good host and being assholes at the same time. During Keith Olbermann's tenure there, Keith Olbermann got suspended because he was going with his bosses, Phil Griffin, which I will comment on in a little bit, for 2.5 years. Ed Schultz, how Ed Schultz get into this. Ed felt like he wasn't being treated like all the other hosts on MSNBC, so he threatened to leave the network, and somehow, some way, Elvis is calling Laura Ingalls a right-wing slut, which we have the First Amendment right, and by goodness we could say that, right-wing slut. Just by using that, he got suspended. And they had Tom Robinson. So, back to Chet Hoover for a second here. He was, even though he used the stuff they used for the Young Turks, his web show, which gets 500 million views, that boosted more ratings, and now you got Reverend Al Sharpton, host of that 6 o'clock hour of MSNBC Live. No, that 6 o'clock edition of MSNBC Live is just there. I mean, the first 2 hours hosted by Thomas Roberts, the 11 a.m. one, and Christina Bruger, the noon MSNBC Live. Those are the 2 out of 3 MSNBC Live shows that air in a single weekday. And Chet Hoover pretty much held people accountable, and apparently MSNBC didn't see that and let him go. Now, we're gonna go after Mr. Phil Griffin. What in the... You really don't know how to run a network. You really don't. I don't know who hired you. I mean, who at the time MAC Universal wasn't owned by Comcast. I don't know who hired you. You really don't know how to run a network, and it is pitiful for me to go watch. I will pretty much want to attack the whole lineup, starting from 6 o'clock. Morning Joe, pointless. The Daily Rundown with Chuck Todd, decent show, can't lie. If we get to Janice and Company, you got a lady who pretty much Chris Jennings, yeah, she's supposed to be somebody, and a guy who was pretty much a teacher of mine for like a few days over in LA for AAJA's J Camp, who could have most likely been the face of CNN after he started with Robin and Company over on then CNN Headline News, now HLN. And we're going, and the other daytime spots, I got nothing against it, but it's just pitiful for me to see a guy who don't know how to run a network having all these people who could possibly make MSNBC beat Fox, since they claim that they beat CNN with CNN's strong lineup and they're monotony of a mess right now. So, MSNBC, y'all are idiots for letting this man go. He could have brought the TYT Nation on MSNBC at 6 o'clock. But now you got a Reverend Al Sharpton on 6 o'clock, and y'all know y'all been pressured by the NAACP, right? Because there's not many black. Let me take that back. There are not any African Americans are in the prime time slot. If there is, please let me know. Anybody from Fixed News or the Place for Corruptness or the Worldwide Leader News, by all means, have your representative email me. You see who is in the primetime spot, which starts at 8 o'clock. For those of you who don't know, that is when primetime starts. Between 8 and it ends at 11, then it gets late night, late local news, and overnight and stuff. But please let me know if anybody has a black person on MSNBC who's in the primetime spot. Al Sharpton doesn't count because that's a drive home spot between 4 and 7 o'clock. So y'all call me, email me, and tell me why y'all don't have a black person in the primetime spot. Why y'all let go of Che Hoover, who had these people in check. This man had people in check. He brought what he had from the Young Turk show over to MSNBC Live, and bam, huge ratings. He beat the situation with Wolf Blitzer. Now, how on earth you managed to beat Wolf Blitzer in his little time spot? So that's all I gotta say right now about this little issue. So don't worry, there's more keeping it honest to come.